Okay, we are still in step 2 of the writing process. We were just discussing the importance of supporting our main point with supporting points, with lots of specific evidence. So it's also important to include adequate specific details to support our point. If we have inadequate specific details, our paragraph just isn't going to be interesting or memorable to our reader. Now, what does inadequate mean? Well, it simply means not enough. So you want to make sure that you have plenty of specific detail. Okay, so why do you want to include the specific details? Well, there are 2 main reasons. The first is that specific details excite your reader's interest. I'll read 2 sentences to you, and you tell me which one sounds more interesting. The first one, I got a new car. The second one, I bought the new Chevy Volt, an all-electric vehicle that gets 40 miles to the charge. You see how the second sentence includes so much more specific detail. Those are the kinds of details that you're going to remember long after the conversation has ended or long after you have finished reading that paragraph. So there's a second reason, though, that we include specific details, and that's because they help to further support and explain our point. And remember, that's why we include supporting points in our writing, is to explain our point. So, for example, if we were writing about why we dislike our boss, and say that we were trying to make that point to someone, that we had an unfair boss, it's not enough to simply say, she treated me unfairly. It may be true, but there's just not enough specific detail to get your point across. Now, if you were to add something like, she assigned me menial tasks such as picking up trash and cigarette butts from the parking lot, well, that certainly proves your point that she treated you unfairly and assigned you these terrible tasks at your job. So those specific details are going to help get your point across. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at some examples of using specific details. I'm going to give you some examples and see if you can spot the difference between adequate specific detail and inadequate specific detail.